Hello, welcome to HaitianGeni. So I wanted to talk about websites, or one in particular, Ancestry.com. So with my experience, like I said, I started my journey about 10 years ago when I started wanting to do my family history. I, of course, could recollect that one of the main businesses was Ancestry.com. I'd seen the commercials, I'd heard about it, and I'm pretty sure years before I had signed up, just to sign up. Didn't really do much with it. And so when I started my journey and I went back to Ancestry, I was a little frustrated. And it wasn't just Ancestry, but I also looked at other websites. But I was frustrated because I've learned and realized firsthand that most of the records catered towards those of European descent. Or, of course, if you're fortunate, those who were United States citizens, because the U.S. also kept really good records as well. But, so basically, I pretty much couldn't find anything about Haiti or Haitians. But they had, they had a forum that went by countries, and they had a forum for Haiti. So, I would go on there and I would post my questions or concerns of who I'm looking for or what research I'm doing. But that's pretty much all I could do, or that I found interest in. I also was able to, by searching names, also came across that I may have had potential relatives, distant relatives, that had come to the States. So I would find that, they had a Social Security death record, or they had applied for Social Security and things like that. And so, which was helpful. The thing at the time was that you had to pay a fee to send into the Social Security department and to gather that record, and they'd mail it to you and whatnot. And so I was pretty much just disenchanted with Ancestry and most of the websites due to the information that they had, or the lack of information that they had. And so I just went off on my own, and there's a program called PAF, Personal Ancestry File, in which I would record my information and the research that I did. But I stopped using Ancestry in most of those websites. Now a few years passed, and I went back to these websites. And what I found with Ancestry is that the Haitian population has increased. Now I can go on there, and there's way more family trees that people are posting, their own personal family trees that have Haitian, people of Haitian descent on there. The forum is kind of slowed down, I've noticed. And I think for most people, they weren't finding help, because I think in general, those of Haitian descent weren't really going to Ancestry.com, or if not, they didn't know how to navigate as far as using the forum and things like that. Ancestry has made it to where if you're a member of the site, you can view the records that you once had to pay for, that you had to send in to the Social Security office. And so that's been very helpful too, that now if I have a distant relative or a potential relative and they did come to the States, that I can immediately look at that record versus having to take time and send a check and pay a fee and have that record mailed to me. Especially because sometimes I didn't know whether or not they're related to me. So now it's nice that I can actually see it and preview it before having to make that decision. But yeah, there's way more family trees on there. So there's been lots of people that I've been able to contact and ask them, do you know more about the family? We may potentially be related. So I suggest for those of you who are doing your family history that Ancestry.com is a great place to upload the information that you gather, in which potentially other relatives can come and find you or find the information that you put, and they can contact you, in which you may potentially gain more information. Or you may find others that have put information up there that you can contact them. Another thing that I like about Ancestry is that if you find family members who are willing to help you, you can invite them to look at your family tree on Ancestry.com, in which it's no fee to them. They just sign up, sign in, they can look at the work you've done, and you can add them as either a guest, which allows them to only view what you've put, or you can add them as a contributor, in which they can add information that you've put, or add onto the information that you put, or you can sign them up as an editor, which would allow them, to change, make corrections, add, delete, whatever it may be. And if you're concerned about protecting the identity of those in your family, especially those who are alive, you can check whether or not they can see people that are alive, which is a great option, as far as personal identity and things like that. And so Ancestry is a site that I use often and a lot. And I'm always on there to see whether or not they're going to update more Social Security records, or if more people are putting on information. I'm always contacting people to see if they're willing to share or discuss how we may be related or information that they may know. Of course, you also can have your family tree public, in which people can find it and see all that you put on there, or your family tree can be private, and so they can see that person's name, but they can't see the details, like who their parents were, who their siblings are, things like that. They just see a name and a place. And so, I go on there, load my information on there. I have probably 10 to 15 family trees on there. A lot of my family trees probably have 200, 300, 400, 500 names. Same thing, they probably have 200 records that associate with those names from Saint Domingue, from Haiti, from the U.S. But it's a great option. And the thing is, you might find that's great about Ancestry is that you may think that these people have only lived in Haiti, but through Ancestry you may find out that they've lived other places. Like I ended up finding out that there's way more people that have come to the United States that are potentially related to me throughout the history of Haiti, other than just recently in the 80s or the 90s, that lived here and that have a couple generations, 2, 3, 4 generations of family who were removed from Haiti, that they have records of, which can be very helpful. If they moved here, during the 1900s, a record having their parents' names can lead you back into the 1800s of knowing who they are. And that person may be your ancestor or a sibling of your ancestor. So Ancestry.com is a great website. It's getting better. It's not perfect, especially for our population. But I think as family history becomes more common, and hopefully with this video, I can motivate more people to go on there and put their family trees on there. It can be more and more helpful and more useful for others. And so just want to leave that with you. Again, this is HaitianGeni. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Periscope. So please follow, like, subscribe, join, and I hope your day is going well, and God bless.